Welcome back to Weebology. Thanks, y'all, for coming back to class. I am your less sweaty professor now, Ricky.
What the? Hey, I'm your wittiest professor, Ethan.
But I had just gone to the gym, like literally drove from the gym to here, and I was in the car, like trying not to look like a wet rag on the way in here. So
You're least wettest.
less sweaty.
I thought you said wittiest. I'm like, what? I was like, thank you.
I'm going with the new self-deprecating angle. I love how so I guess you were shocked at me even saying that you were wittier than I was because you didn't even think that was a possibility.
No, I thought like, no way this guy thought he ever had a shot.
I mean, you could think that, but everyone knows that, it's the same saying.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is like, I was literally taken aback that you had even entered your mind space that you thought you were wittier than
my
me.
tiny brain.
Yeah, your little peanut rice brain.
So if I got tiny brain, what do you got?
Mega brain.
Mega brain?
Yes, it's called Mega Mind. Ever heard of it?
I have. It's an awful movie.
It was a movie about me. Because I have a mega mind.
You shed off the blue skin and somehow condensed the brain synapses.
Totally.
All right. Well, you're a marvel of science. All right. Well,
thank you. I'm a marvel. I appreciate that. I really do.
Would you let me start the podcast, Ethan?
Yep. Go ahead.
I'm talking about your big brain time over here. What are we talking about today?
We are talking about Winter 2020 anime.
Ooh, so, we love doing this every time a new season comes out because we like to get hype on shows, y'all like to get hype on shows, and you want someone to kind of feed you some of the shows that we're into. You're listening to this podcast, you seem to vibe with what we're putting down, and we've been watching a lot of new genres of anime lately, I would say.
For sure.
We're trying to get into other spaces, so maybe when these lists come out, we have a much more deep appreciation. Well, I wouldn't say deep, just an appreciation in general for some of these genres.
Right.
And some of these will be out already, and maybe a few episodes in. So we have the dates here. If you want to follow along, you can either go to livechart.me, or with the power of editing, you can follow along with us with a screen capture. Yeah, on YouTube, by the way. Go check it out if you want to see us scroll through things. But let's get into it. Obviously, y'all are seeing the big one up top. Baku no Hero Academia, 4th season, second half. How do you feel the season's gone so far, Ethan?
Started off really poor. I think the first 3 episodes were Garbaggio.
Have to agree.
4 through 7 or whatever we're at now has been fairly solid, though. So
I would say so.
I think it's looking up.
Yes.
And I think definitely the second half will have a pretty serious catharsis, if you will.
Oh, I'm
perhaps
really
a chrysalis.
Perhaps a chrysalis, but who possibly knows?
We're not linguistes.
We're not linguistes at all. No. But yeah, as you can see on screen for those YouTube folk, episode 8 comes out, in a couple days from us. So by the time you listen to us, 8 and maybe even 9 will come out. So jump on it, and you won't have to sit through the break after 3 episodes.
Yeah,
that
was an absolute disgrace.
That was a nonsense move. So still ranking at 8.3, so that's looking big. Another one that is airing right now is 7 Deadly Sins. Have you watched any of it?
I watched the first episode. I have heard people are really pissed so far.
Do you have any deeper than that? Like,
I think from what I hear, it's boring as hell.
No.
Yeah. So we'll find out, and we'll give you like a legit description of how it goes.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that's what I heard.
It's definitely it definitely left at an interesting time from season 2, which it was looking up for me in terms of storyline stuff, and just knowing what I know from the manga and just videos I've watched. I was really excited for it.
Yeah, I mean,
this saddens me to hear, frankly, a little bit. The hype train has docked.
Yeah, sorry for ruining your fucking week, but no, I mean, it seems like it should be fairly easy to make a good show. After this point, you're fighting the 10 Commandments. Like,
that's
go.
Not, yeah. Go, yeah, just go get stronger and go do that.
Like, come on, man.
So, unfortunately, for all of you folks out there who like to watch it through more, I don't know, reputable means, it doesn't come out on Netflix until the season is over and then change. But they're already into episode 10, going on episode 11. So I'm not saying go to kissanime.com or me or wherever it's from, but you know, I'm not telling you what to do.
You can follow your heart.
Yeah. You can follow your heart and the Pirate Bay. So this one actually is interesting to me, dude. This another people at work have talked to me about this. Welcome to Demon School, Iramakun. Mm-hmm. We got a little synopsis here. Tell me if this tickles your fancy. A boy's
It does.
Okay. Wait, I stopped at boy. Can we talk about that real quick?
No, so I know about the show a little bit.
Okay.
I have not watched it as of yet. I'm trying to allow all of the episodes to pass so that I can watch it at that point.
So you're a binging boy.
Super doesn't seem like a 24 episode season type show.
It's 23, dude.
No, I know.
You're saying so just from what
okay. Eve gets adopted and sent to demon school, but he happens to find the Demon King's ring or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, that just doesn't really sound to me like a long running type show. So that's pretty odd to me that they did 24 episode seasons.
Right.
But I mean, at this point, it seems like nobody's doing just single season shows.
I think there is merit to it. I mean, if you can span 2 seasons, that gives you a lot of time. If you have an already fleshed out piece of work, I think maybe a show like Mob Psycho 100 that's split it up into 2 12-episode seasons would have maybe done better if it were to just be a straight 24, because it's done in isolation. There's no more mob, but it's just that would have been a nice tight story. But this one's interesting. I mean, you got your basic kid in like a demon school, shonen kind of stuff.
Your basic kid in a demon
It's your basic
school.
Anime tropes. You got
We've all seen it.
We've all seen that. Literally, guess how old this guy is. Just take a random number out.
14.
Literally 14.
You're joking.
I'm not. Irimas Suzuki,
Y'all saw
human,
that.
14, one day finds himself sold to the devil, and then he has to basically go to school, and he goes to a prestigious boarding school for elite demons. It's got enough here that it tickles,
It's weird.
He's sold to the devil, and he's basically made to go to boarding school where he would have sent his son.
As his grandson or something like that. It's
Yes.
like really freaking weird sounding, but I like you say, I think there's enough like kernels there where it at least I think warrants at least a first season watch.
So I'm interested about this BN Pictures.
So yes, I will be watching that if that's the question.
This is why I know they put out Gintama as well. This BN. Sorry, Robopet, I wouldn't know that. He's a big Gintama guy.
He's an absolute gin freak.
Where were you going with that? I noticed the pause.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something that was like, how they'll say like, like a fan base's whole name.
Oh, right.
Like a little monster if you're a fan of Lady Gaga.
Gotcha.
I was trying to think of something, but I couldn't. So
I was gonna say gin tarts, but it's
absolutely not.
Let's not roll there. But it also has a community rating a little higher than Seven Deadly Sins as of right now. Probably less ratings. I will say it probably will.
Almost definitely less ratings.
Less ratings, but it's still of noteworthiness. So we have
Pat Bot was all the negatives for Seven Deadly Sins. So.
He was too many gropes. We got a Fate Grand Order. I think this is a perpetual one from this season. I don't know how I feel about Fate anymore, man. I mean, I remember seeing Unlimited Brainworks.
Oh my, we've lost it.
I got big brain on the brain, dude. I would say I don't know, Unlimited Blade Works, the OG Fate Stay Night, and those two are the only ones that really did it for me. Have you seen any other ones? What's the one on Netflix, Apocrypha? Or something like that.
It's kind of good. I'm not gonna lie.
I did watch the first half on a plane ride, and I actually didn't mind it. But there's other much better stuff in my opinion that was out. So
what's crazy about those is like they're fun for literally like half the season, and then you're like, this is kind of dumb. Like it just gets boring.
I think they're pushing a game. I think that's the move on this particular series.
I don't know, but that could be true. I just think like the Fate idea is really sick. Like, okay, there's a Holy Grail war. And all these mages are going to have familiars of their, like, historical champions, right?
Source is a game. So they're literally pushing a game here.
It's pretty smart.
You know who did that?
Yeah, I do. Mars of Destruction.
Mars of Destruction. Look how it turned out. I'm just kidding. Continue.
But, I think it takes too long to actually start the burn, and then by that point, it's kind of too boring for me.
Yeah.
Like, it's so much setup. It's like a whole half season setup, and you're like, Jesus Christ, just freaking let them fight, dude.
I think that's the ones that did land, like Unlimited Blade Works. Like,
and there's so much shit going on behind the scenes. I don't know.
Yes.
It just seems like a little much. So I probably will not watch this until, I got nothing else to watch. So that'll never happen.
Just bottom of the barrel. Yeah, there's always something to watch, dude. Let's see what we got back, y'all. Now we have a show that me and Ethan are actually watching intently right now because we got hooked on it.
We got an episode coming up.
We do have an episode coming up about this called Haikyuu. And this 4th season, Haikyuu to the top. How are you liking the show so far?
So I am currently 1.5 seasons in.
Mm-hmm.
It's a banger.
It's a banger. I totally understand why people loved it. I wouldn't say shied away from sports anime. It just never was on... it was indifference.
Yeah, I mean, we're showing Schmuck show. Perhaps that's what we were doing.
We were schmucking it up on the shonen game. But after watching this, I can really see the appeal.
Totally.
And as someone who I've mentioned in the last couple episodes, I am big on personal stakes. The world isn't at stake here. Just a volleyball club in a prefecture in Japan. Like,
how dare you? They're trying to get to nationals.
They're trying, and I'm looking to see him go. I want to see him win. But I'll definitely be watching this. I'm going to binge right up to it. This comes out January 10th, 2020. And for those of you who have never seen the show and are big on studios, Production IG put this on. And if that kind of rings a bell in the head, that they have put on some real bangers. And I believe they did Psychopaths, Fully Cooley. Who did JoJo? Was that James Production or was that Production IG?
It was not Production IG.
I'm blanking, but damn it, Evangelion. David Production, good man.
Nice try.
But they also put on a Kuroko no Basket, so they're not a. Yeah, they're not a.
It totally. You know what? It makes sense.
This studio slaps. So if you're into sports anime or even just like action anime at all, I highly recommend this one. It has been a treat. The characters are awesome, and the animation is pretty good to boot. I would say.
I will be watching that.
Oh yeah.
When I'm there.
Oh yeah. Let's see what else. Do you ever care about Isekai Quartet 2?
I never watched the first one. I think it's an interesting idea.
I watched
but
it.
But is it more than a 1-season idea? I don't think so.
No,
but I think that's whack.
But the thing is, it was never meant. There's never meant to be a story. It was almost very sitcom-y because we mentioned in our Ask the Professors with Daniel a couple episodes back, he was like, does there ever crossovers that happened? Right. And we had that fan on Instagram tell us, well, Isekai Quartet is probably the main one, is, I would say,
yep.
At least to this size. Yeah, thank you, Cam.
You're the boy.
You're our boy, dude.
And also shout out to Miss Ashley.
Oh, dude, she was the one who brought Burnt and Turnt back.
Yeah.
She
We're
advocated.
Bringing it back as a result of the advocacy.
Yeah, girl, that's how it is.
Miss Ashley.
But yes, Isekai Quartet 2. This is something. There were like 12-minute episodes. It was bite-sized, and it was actually pretty funny because with a cast this big, like, you're gonna have good interactions with people. Like, it's just inevitable to happen. And they really do. Like, it never really felt like it ran dry. Quartet 2, however, we'll see. I
just can't imagine I think the novelty of it has got to have worn off by now. I cannot wait to hear what people think about it.
Dude, it worn off by episode 7.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the point? You could have done a 6-episode, just a little crossover, quick little arc, and I think that would have worked.
Well, I mean, dude, I don't know. They have a 2. I guess maybe, but here's the thing with this show that's unique. It's about the IPs around it, how well they're doing, that are probably pouring a little bit of their side cash and it's just having their characters be involved with each other. Because, shit, we got Overlords on their 3rd season, and they're looking for number 4. Konosuba's coming out with a movie soon, and they had 2 successful seasons. So, I mean, and shit, ReZero, these are very successful shows in their own right. So, for them to come together, this is probably some fucking pocket change with them, you know? It's just casual.
Yeah, hey, I'm sure from a financial standpoint, it's making sense. Mm-hmm. But, I don't know how they're selling more merchandise or anything from Isekai Quartet than they would from just the original OPs, right?
Right.
Original, not OPs. IPs. Dear Lord.
Well, these IPs are OP. Like
they're OP.
They're all OP as hell.
You cannot beat Ainzalgu.
So OP that they have already been isekai'd, and they decided to isekai even further
again
to a world similar to our own. Here, and we have come truly full circle in the isekai game, and I can't say I don't love it. All right, we have. I want to talk about this one because it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 genre tags.
Oh.
And one of them is Ichi, so just temper your excitement real quick.
Okay, I changed my mind. It sucks.
It's called Plunder. Before I read this off, what do you think this show's about?
Plunder?
Plunderer.
That's terrible.
One who plunders.
Honestly, rename your freaking show.
Hey, I know we're not linguistes, but this is looking a little off to say.
So
Plunderer.
what I think it probably is.
Yes.
It's about a school of miners. And so
First getting excited about the boy and now this. Ethan, we have to have a chat.
Huh? No, miners, like in a
mine.
mine.
That's on me now.
Yeah.
Not
Ricky.
OR. Oh shit, we're both doing it.
Yeah, so a school of miners.
Okay.
I think there's a main character who is a female and then a male pro as well, protagonist.
Okay.
And they're kind of like learning how to plunder the mines and
plunder Mother Earth.
Harness the golden veins that run through Mother Earth.
That was very well put. It was also dead wrong, but it was very well put.
Oh, fair enough.
I thought straight up you're going pirates, like plunderers. You know,
I just feel like for anime, if you start messing in that realm, you're getting
One Piece down.
I'm just saying you're getting a little too close to the One Piece fandom, and
that's actually really funny.
Will One Piece you to death.
Do you think the Vinland Saga team like wrote a pirate one, and then one of their like interns came like, whoa, guys. One Piece though, and everyone in the writers' room gasped. It's like,
oh shit,
how do we do this? Vikings?
You said
get this man raised.
You said you're right. Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here, dude.
They just abandoned that whole office.
So plunderer. It's a bitch to say, dude.
It's
it really
bad.
It's bad. All right, we're already off to a bad start in the name, but let me hit you with a synopsis, see if it tickles the fancy.
Sorry, say the title again.
Plunderer.
Nope. Done.
Oh, no, you're already done?
Go ahead.
Too many ERs. It's the year 305 of the Elysian calendar, and the world is controlled by numbers. Every human born is branded.
I'm out so far.
You're out. Every
so
human
dumb.
born is branded with a count, which could mean anything from the number of kilometers walked to the amount of people who have said your food is tasty. And if your count drops to 0, you will be sent to the abyss. After Hina's mother count drops to 0, her last request is for Hina to look for the legendary Red Baron. And that's all you get. I actually found the concept alone to be slightly interesting enough to give it the old 3 eps.
Yeah, I mean, I think it deserves the 3 eps just because I think it has a little bit of the like Shinigami eyes type situation where like you can get like give up part of your life or something, or like in that one.
Can I help you? Sorry, my laptop freaked out.
The one arc in Naruto or whatever during the war where Ginkaku and Kinkaku will they can like trap if you say the word you've said the most times in your life, and he says it like his second most word and then it gets sucked back out.
It's perfect.
Yeah, so I'm just saying it kind of like has airs of those two things.
Yeah, I like any cool, unique. This almost feels, it's not really a power system, it's just a system of being, you know, almost like.
Yeah, I'm interested only to figure out basically how they get branded. Like, how do you choose?
There it is. Yeah, how does your number, and then what system do these numbers change? Is it magic? Is it biological? Because if someone gets a really shitty number, like
1.
Yeah, the number 1. Yeah, well, you're branded with, and in what age do you get branded, right? Because if it's at birth, you've done nothing. There's nothing to brand you with, you know?
Yeah, it's fairly confusing. So I will obviously give it a 3, but past that, I don't think there's a whole lot here to talk about.
Yep, I'm into it though. I'm interested to give it the old 3 app. When is that coming out? January 2020. So. We got a basketball one. You big into that? You want to hear about the basketball one?
Let's hear about it.
Okay, let's hear about it. But for those, now that we're
getting more anointed with the sports genre of anime.
Whoa.
I know. I'm French now.
Oui. All right. But
oh la la.
So tell me if this sounds familiar. If he may be shorter in stature,
I'm already not interested now.
There are so many sports animes I'm starting to see where it's like physical inadequacies traditionally is how they start out, right?
So here's what I want them to do. I want them to give me a sports anime where the guy's just like, well, never mind. Slam dunk is exactly like what I'm about to say. He's like super tall and completely unathletic.
See, that I kind of like where he has all the gifts, but none of the he may have raw natural ability, but he doesn't have any technique for the game at all.
Yeah.
That would be, I can be into that.
So watch Slam Dunk.
There it is. That's a pitch.
Do I have the basketball anime for you?
Okay, hold on a second. He may be shorter in stature, but Sora can soar and score on the basketball court.
He can Sora and score.
What does this sound like to you? Haikyuu.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like Haikyuu.
That's Hinata in a nutshell. Yeah, he's short, but he can jump. I can fly. I'm like Mike, baby.
He didn't say that.
With a passion for sports he inherited from his mother, Sora vows to her that he'll take top prize at a high school basketball tournament. But there's one problem. His new school's basketball club has turned into a hangout for delinquents.
Oh, no.
Does this feel a little generic to you? Just a hair?
It sounds bad.
I was trying to be kind, but...
it does sounds bad.
You nailed it to him.
I'm willing to be proven incorrect here.
True. I'm gonna these get the 3, and there's already 11 episodes out, so it's like once we start ripping through Haikyuu and we can cool down on that one a bit, then this might be more sports anime to be had here, honestly.
I'll give it the 3 just to see what this whole delinquent situation is.
Yep. The religion of 3 knows no exception.
I'm very much a fan of the whole anime delinquent thing. I think it's funny as shit. Like they
Japanese delinquents are awesome. They're awesome.
Huh?
Japanese delinquents are awesome. Like our American delinquents, like I don't know, they seem like pansier almost.
No way. They seem. I think American delinquents are real, and Japanese delinquents look like they're putting on a show.
I guess but isn't that the point? Didn't we talk about that in a much other episode? Yeah. So I guess they're more showy.
Which is just funny to me.
One I'm actually really excited about. It's called Darwin's Game. It's a action mystery shonen. It felt like it had a little bit of edge going on. And the first episode is a 1-hour special.
I don't hate that.
Wow. I thought it was going to be like, 1 hour special.
Blow me.
I'm gonna cap that. Hey Ricky, play that like on repeat on the YouTube.
Whatever.
I'm gonna lock you in on that one.
I don't care.
So an unknowing pseudo Kanami is invited to try out a new mysterious mobile app game called Darwin's Game, but later realizes he's in for more than he bargained for when he finds out that there's no way to quit the game. Didn't the show come out like that?
There's a couple movies almost exactly like this.
Something came out recently that was just about that. It was an anime too. Was it King's Game? I think it was called King's Game.
You could be right. The only thing I know of is there's a show called King's Avatar.
Oh yeah? I just got the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and leave that one alone. But it did say anime when it came up. Yeah, it did, and I think it was more like a phone kind of random caller, like, I'm gonna kill your friend.
What are you talking about?
It's called King's Game. It came out in 2017.
Is that really what it is?
Yeah.
I have not heard of this. I thought of the movie Nerve. So it's this app supposedly where you they tell you to do crazy shit and they'll pay you money out if you do it. Like ride on a bike through traffic without your eyes open or something.
Whoa.
Like just like bonkers shit like that. That's what it sounds like to me.
I'm into that. Okay. I mean, I'll give it the 3. Lately I've been really skeptical about mysteries in anime, and they're so hit or miss, dude.
Which is crazy because I love them in general and definitely in anime as well. But I'll be honest, this sounds just saying
a little bit like cheese.
Lesser class.
Yeah. Speaking of lesser class, there's this show. It came on my radar because I watched the trailer for it because I'm an isekai schmuck. But it's called Infinite Dendrogram. And sorry I'm laughing when I'm looking at it, but it's so Sword Art Online. It's a copy, dude. In the year 2043, Infinite Dendrogram, the world's first successful full dive virtual reality MMO, was released. Perfect ability to simulate the five senses. It's just Sword Art Online again. It's just Sword Art Online again. I guess they can take it off. So sorry, dude. Okay, listen up, man. My isekai rant is just quit coming out with this generic bullshit. Please, just give me something fresh, man. I'm yearning for freshness. I'm a dry boy. Give me something fresh.
He needs freshness stat.
Oh, God.
If you freeze your patties, he doesn't want that.
Don't free out. I like my beef never frozen.
Yeah.
And I like my other worlds never frozen over. Don't give me lackluster shit. Speaking of which, I'm gonna give this to you so you can read off some of them.
Oh.
Yeah. We're gonna change it up.
I was literally not. Yeah, this is bad.
Yeah, this is bad?
This is a big mistake.
What do you mean a big mistake?
I was not prepared at all.
It's just reading off the laptop.
This is scaring me, guys.
Do you want to give? I can take it back. I mean, he has to admit that I'm just the host of this one. So.
Have you heard of this Radiant show?
You know, I've seen it so many times when I'm scrolling through.
Right?
Yes.
So I keep seeing it on there too, and it keeps saying like popular and like continually being updated and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I should scroll so you can see it. But right here,
yeah.
it says Radiant Season 2 is coming out. So it's clearly done well enough, at least, to be able to have a second season. It is an action adventure, fantasy, and magic.
Ooh, and the thing is, I saw a couple clips of it and stuff. It looked clean, dude. It looked really clean. I don't know how else to slice it, and I'm like, why have I yet to watch it?
Interesting. So the guys who did this, the studio, did Danganronpa, which I think is pretty famous.
Okay.
They did a special episode of Assassination Classroom.
Ooh.
But just one episode, so that's kind of weird.
One's good enough for me, baby. They thought it was good enough to bring him in for another one. You know.
Yeah, fair enough.
So what else?
Goku Garashi.
Okay.
Another famous anime.
Yeah. So wait, what's the studio name, by the way?
It is Lerche. Lerche.
Where have I heard that before? Probably when I was looking at Radiant.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Probably when I was looking at Radiant.
They also did Radiant.
That was season 1.
Wow.
But yeah, you know what? I want a personal call to people on Instagram.
And on Q.
Yeah, and on YouTube. Can somebody sell me and Ethan on Radiant? If you do, I'd be very happy to sit down and binge that first season because I'm so on the fence about it. I don't know what it is about it not like tickling the old brainstem or anything like that for me. It just doesn't. Something ain't there. Something ain't right. I'm not saying, and the thing is, it's just something about it isn't grabbing me as a concept. I've seen so much magic action shown in that maybe I'm getting numb. I don't know. Maybe we're just getting numb.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably hard at this point to differentiate yourself in that kind of space.
Yeah, and
like there better be something crazy different, or else it's like very, very like overdone.
Or just tighten it up. I mean, just have a good story. Just you can still have all the tropes. We've seen that from a couple shows in the last couple years. I think it's important for if you're doing something like this and just looking at live chart, you got to have a hook. You know, you got to have something there that's gonna draw people in. I think a second season will probably do it pretty good though, if you got to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, getting a second season, I think is still a kind of big deal.
Mm-hmm.
It has an 8.03.
Really?
Yeah.
It breached the 8s. I'm kind of shocked actually.
Right. So I mean, I guess it's good, man. I don't freaking know. Or you guys are voting like idiots. That is definitely a possibility.
That's very possible actually. It's very possible.
I'm just kind of
perusing.
Yeah.
What?
So there's this one called Cute Dragons Adventure Fantasy Seinen.
Seinen. All right, hit me with that. What we got as a synopsis?
It's time to see what the dragon tastes like.
What?
The crew of the airship Queen Zaza makes their living hunting dragons. Succeed, and the reward is riches and all the meat they can eat.
Ooh.
Fail, and all that awaits them is a messy end. Follow the grand hunting and cooking adventure of Queen Zaza as they chase dragons across the sky. It honestly sounds a little bit like Space Dandy type shit.
It's like a Space Dandy met Food Wars, dude.
Yeah.
Like, literally, that kind of curious about that now. Because
12 eps.
And you know what grabbed me? All of that sound bullshit, like action shonen, but they had a sending tag on it. That tag doesn't seem to come lightly. Like, there's definitely more mature characters and concepts than that. So I'd be curious to see how they. And I'm looking at the art right now. You guys had too on YouTube. It looks pretty bright, right?
Yeah, it looks really like bright and like Made in Abyss-esque, like top world.
Interesting.
But my guess is the fact that they said a messy end is supposed to be
that's an allusion to violence.
When somebody gets eaten, it's going to be pretty serious.
Pretty gross.
Yeah, gnashing of teeth.
Ooh, I'm kind of stoked for it.
Yeah.
Here, there's a show I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
I'll take the laptop back if you don't want to drive it anymore.
This is such a mistake.
I let Ethan test drive the old trusty laptop.
Here's a problem. Since he normally does this part, I did not prepare for this at all. What I was hoping to do was he would read them off, the ones that he thought were especially spicy, and I would just do my little commentary on it, and then that's
how these things fly.
That's really just a check in the book. But I feel like he basically hung me out to dry there.
I don't think
I'm a floppy dead fish on the freaking.
I'm just handing you a I want to let you drive a little bit, man.
He's Luffy, and he put me on the freaking deck of a boat, and I'm a fish, and I'm out of water, and
oh no. So okay, this one's interesting because it is studio to be announced, to be determined, unknown at this point, but yet January 2020.
Yeah, so it's done, huh?
That's what I'm saying. It's coming out in January 2020, but we don't have a studio yet, which is very weird to me. But it's action, drama, mystery, sci-fi, and supernatural, but it's ID:invaded. So it's set in a virtual world. The virtually stunning.
This shit's so.
I know. Virtually stunning ID:invaded follows Sakaido, a detective looking to solve the grisly murder of Kiriru, a young girl. But solving this case is unlikely any other as the world begins to twist and turn around Sakaido, challenging what he thinks and believes. This might have some psych elements to it.
Yeah, sounds like it.
I'm into that. I'm always like, if you have mystery and psych and thriller all in the same, then you can have me locked in. Like, that's perfect for me. It's totally brand new. But Funimation's got some stuff behind it, so that's actually interesting. We'll come back to a couple, but there's one I wanted to talk about because there is a show this season that hits all those marks. Mm-hmm. It's called Pet. I think I may have brought this up on the show a couple episodes ago, maybe.
I don't recall.
But the first 2 episodes will stream on Amazon Prime Video prior to broadcast.
That's pretty sweet.
Which isn't. I've never really heard of that happening before. Has that happened with another show in the past where it's meant to be broadcast, like simulcasted away from Japan, but there's a streaming service that took the first 2 before it comes onto a broadcast?
I mean, I haven't heard of that, but I would not be willing to make a bet as to whether that has ever happened before.
Fair enough.
Which I think is the fair and safe way of doing that.
It's fair and safe.
Honestly, the safest possible way.
But it's mystery, psychological, supernatural, and signing. Are you kidding me?
I think
Are you kidding me?
Sounds like I gotta at least give it a go.
I'm going to give it all the goes. I don't even care if it's bad. And for Pat listening, it's made by Geno Studios, which did a Golden Kamui?
Yeah, Kamui, which I promise we'll eventually do the redux to that picture ditch where he asked us to watch it and we were supposed to like talk about it.
But making him wait's so fun.
But it's kind of fun to be like,
it's kind of fun.
You can't come back until we tell you to.
No, buddy. So, little synopsis here. There are people who can get into people's minds and control their memories. This power is used to eradicate mysteries and cases, or worse, to assassinate. The potential of said power is strong enough that it is able to destroy people's minds, however, can backfire and eat up your own heart. That face.
I'll say the description was bad.
Is it bad? To counter it, chains are used to lock and protect each other's weak and dangerous hearts. For one's growing
chains and
fear,
whips work really well.
Chains and whips really take the edge off.
They excite me.
Oh God, what kind of podcast has this become? For one's
Isn't
growing.
that a Rihanna song? Chains and whips
excite me. But come on. No, I have no idea what song it is. Keep moving on.
Just saying.
So, basically, because of these chains, they're called pets. It's plain and simple. I am into it because
I think it sounds really, 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 really dumb.
You're asking for an acid trip through the psychological landscape, and I am excited to see the implications. To me, this feels kind of like Psychopaths did with the questions they're willing to ask. And the crime-centric nature of it, like, what could you do if you could go inside someone's mind and make them truly believe that, like, some dude you want them to kill murdered their entire family? And they have all the motive in the world and all these emotions about doing it. Coaxing other people to do crimes for you and them going to jail is literally the perfect crime.
Yeah, here's what I'll say. I think it sounds terrible.
Okay.
But it sounds like a kind of idea that could be done really well.
Right.
Does that make any sense?
It does. So you're saying even if everything else is mediocre,
I would say
idea would carry
whoever writes these summaries needs to get freaking fired.
I think it might be translated. Like, I think it's definitely.
I'm just saying it sounds freaking bad, and so it's like I think clearly it sounds like a show that could be extremely interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like with just all the stuff they said about being able to control people's minds, like you even said.
Right.
I think that could play a pretty decent role in, like, you know, what the whole stakes will end up being of that show.
Right.
In very Psychopaths vibes, I agree with you there.
It's asking questions that, you know, are imposing scenarios that...
A ponderance, some would say.
True ponderance about society if one thing were to shift or something were to be possible through technology or powers or whatever, in ways that aren't just like, superheroes exist, ha ha ha, society's different. It's like, no, there's a little more nuance than that. And I'm really excited to see how that goes. We got some other odd animes on here. One's maybe worth mentioning. We have a new anime. Now, this is interesting. One literally called Pocket Monsters.
Pikachu!
Mm-hmm. This is about Pokemon, but it isn't.
Is it?
Yeah, it's...
Holy shit, I was joking.
No, it's the new series will feature all the regions covered in the franchise so far, from Kanto to the Galar region. Now, episode 4 comes out in 3 days, so it must already be out. This poster is kind of interesting to me over here because it almost looks... so it is Ash, but, like, it's going to feature everything? So it's just like a brand new... It's just a brand new series from, like, let's roll it from the top, baby? Like,
is there a summary?
That was the summary I just read you. The new series will feature all the regions covered in blah, 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 blah.
That can't be real, folks.
That's what I'm saying. So, you know what? I might actually watch this. I mean, shit, why not? Why not, man? Like,
here's what I think would be sick.
Yes.
What if they did a show where they took a, like, long-range show like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or something like that, and then they made it actually dark like it was supposed to be.
Like Pokemon Adventures?
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Or like the original Yu-Gi-Oh!
I would love to see like a Pokemon Shippuden with Ash as like a super
Pokemon Shippuden.
Like Ash like a super young adult, maybe like 18, 19, actually age the motherfucker and
let him go to the bathroom for Christ's sake.
You never see the man pee.
He doesn't ever go to the bathroom.
Ethan wants to see the man pee.
That's not what I said. I said I want to see the relief on his face when he's finally used the restroom.
Editor, edit that out. No, edit it back in. No, but it would be cool to see him after he has basically explored the world. He's still got his Pikachu. He's still got some of the greatest he's had through all of his adventures, and he gets into some gritty, dark stuff, like totally break down the childhood.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool if he like lost an arm, maybe, or like found out that Mr. Mime and his mom were actually together.
You know, the real world shit.
Yeah.
And instead of an arm, he just straps on like a Pokeball cannon, just Pikachu shock his ass.
You know, it'd also be kind of cool if he turns into like the next Giovanni.
Oh, dude!
Like something bonkers goes down, and then all of a sudden he's Giovanni now.
No, but the thing is, okay, so this is what we gotta do, right?
He goes, Ash, I am your father.
Do you think that Giovanni is Darth Vader?
Huh?
Do you think Giovanni is Darth Vader?
I'm sorry?
I think you think.
You're saying the same thing.
Giovanni. You got me. But it actually would be super cool. Actually have a real, like, prodigal trainer start his adventure. Everything is easy as hell for him. And when he meets the head of, like, a bad organization, it's Ash. Like, he just had a deviance somewhere, and this kid is just like, oh, you're better than me at my age, but see if you can handle this. Blah, blah,
How about this? So, in the first time that Ash goes to the Indigo Plateau, he battles this guy with a Pikachu as well.
Okay.
Pikachu's name is Sparky. What if that guy becomes the villain, and then it's like they re-meet, like, at this point it's been 15 years ago, and then it's like mean Pikachu versus good Pikachu for all the freaking marbles. I mean, what about that?
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, like, it's like not good though. Like,
I think it's kind of good.
I think it'd be pretty good.
I think it's kind of tough.
It's a little tough. But only people that from our area can be like, yo, is that Sparky dude? Yo, dude.
And like Pikachu gets a tattoo.
Pikachu gets a tat.
That'd be sick.
He just dyes himself with like cheetah stripes in the back. Just
I would actually low key just want to show about Squirtle Squad.
Yo, like they did with the penguins from Madagascar, just a total offshoot. Kowalski analysis.
Yeah, like a 12 episode Squirrel Squad show.
Would you have to have subtitles like to make that work, or you just like
I think
suspension
you just
of belief?
Just go.
Squirtle.
And then
just
they
like,
squirt someone.
Just squirt somebody.
Obviously.
Yeah. It's kind of like slapstick comedy, but like a sitcom slapstick sort 100%. Of thing. You know what? I'm into it.
I think everyone listening has already unsubscribed. I think this sounds terrible.
That's fine. But this is
It's not fine. We come back.
So we come back. All right, fine. Tangents are important, Ethan, for variety. And
all I'm saying, Squirrel Squad, pretty tough.
Yes, they would be a rip of a show. We have some other ones that are probably not up our alley, but they're worth. There's a like a runway anime, like high fashion. Would you ever watch that? You could propose. I bet.
Me, no, but I think that could do well.
Jenny, my sister, she used to be big into fashion. No more into the fashion school. This might be her gateway anime. Like we talk about, know your audience, and if you're trying to get people hype in the anime for the first time or back into it, you gotta look at what they're interested in. Boom, runway. It's called Smile at the Runway or Runway de Warate.
Here's a question I have.
Yes.
Do you think so? Like, there's a lot of American TV, like, just for instance, on TLC, there's Say Yes to the Dress.
Okay.
That's a show my sister used to watch all the freaking time.
She definitely still does. I don't even know. Yeah.
But basically girls go in to get their wedding dress, and then it's like generally they do like some bonkers shit where they'll be like, I want the most expensive one, and their dad's like, we're broke, and she's like, I don't give a shit.
It's
work
my
harder.
Day.
Work harder, you fool.
Dad, it's my day. Okay.
Do you think you could take shows like that and just animate them? Like, same exact kind of feelings. Like, Say Yes to the Dress, but it's anime, and then you could make it like they're even crazier.
That asks an even bigger question: is that could you animate a reality show at all? Like, could you do like Real Housewives? Could you do? Like,
that's my question.
I don't know. I wonder if it's ever been tried. And I think, but the thing is,
it's literally just like a way over dramatized
right
romance.
Because I think what you'd have to do is you'd have to show the behind the scenes as well. You can be a show like an
that would
anime,
actually be pretty insane.
like an anime showing like the actual like day 1, day 2 of filming a reality show. So you get a little bit of crew action.
That'd be actually kind of crazy.
You want to talk about tough? That would be a great show to sell. That'd be great.
Hey guys, if you are out there, JC staff,
Project
Bones,
IG. I know you're not busy with anything right now.
Yeah, Project IG.
Well, I guess last ditch effort, Madhouse, if we have to.
I mean, like David Staff. Sorry, David Productions, JC staff.
David Staff. And there's someone there named David, so it's like David Staff. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I don't know if you want to pick us up for a season or 2. That's fine. Like we're down.
We'll call it something original. Say yes to the dress Sue.
Yeah, man.
They're never getting copyrighted for that.
Or like Real Housewives of Tokyo.
That's Real Housewives of Tokyo actually wouldn't be that awful.
Housewife. How about Real House Waifus of Tokyo?
Oh. Wait, waifus aren't real.
Yo, dude, I think we could actually make this.
We could actually make this anime.
All right, guys. So we've decided to quit the podcast, and we're gonna go into the movie business.
Check us out in 2023 when we have the Real House.
Say yes to the waifus.
Say yes to the waifus. Real House waifus of Tokyo. And the thing is, like, not all of them can be cute. You can have like one cute one on there. You have one. You gotta have a Slagathor. Hardcore, the real ugly folk, the big old slut. You gotta have one of her.
Gosh, stop.
And the thing is, like, part of the show is that. Part of the show is like all of the husbands on the side, just like kind of worried about their wives, like getting catclawed and shit like that. And, like cat fights.
Yeah, totally.
The fuck we talking
Big
about
Oni-san of Tokyo.
Any other? Wrap this up. Any other shows that you actually like were hoping for this season that maybe you didn't get, or anything you'd like to see?
I will say this does seem like a very weak season compared to this year that we've had.
I have to agree. And the thing is that anything that was destined to do well is already well into their 25 episode shtick.
So it does seem like perhaps winter is a generally weaker month, or I guess whatever season of anime, because if I recall, last year winter was pretty chill as well. Like 1 or 2 shows maybe that were good.
That seems to be a trend.
Like none of those are really big names.
And I think it's funny because a lot of them are actually.
Well, I guess My Hero.
Right. Like I said, anyone who is anybody is already well into their season currently.
Right.
Or there's a couple big returners. You have, Haikyuu, which is vastly popular after looking it up. Hi-y'all. And we have a couple of movies. Like Code Geass has a movie out of nowhere, which is a thing that came out literally today.
Was there like a summary there, Rick?
There is a summary.
What does it say there, Rick?
He gave up his life to save the world and protect the ones he loved. The day Liliach v. I forgot. Liliach Britannia. I don't care, dude.
You should.
I should. Fell was the day that the
Liliach.
Fine. Britannia fell. Was the day that the war-torn world found peace. Now, as his friends work to keep the peace, a terrorist attack could risk everything. Could the brilliant tactician outwit death and save them all, or will? How do you say his name, Ethan? Liliach will legacy fell here. I don't know. It's a movie. It's interesting. My Hero's got a movie coming out in a couple weeks, which is interesting.
Called what?
Heroes Rising. Pretty much.
Can I give you guys some advice?
What's up?
How about don't give us a week break after you've started three episodes.
And then
to do a fucking movie.
That's actually a really good point.
Absolutely do not be like that.
Yeah, skip the movie. Put all the resources for the movie. I don't know.
Wait till you finish the freaking series and then do the movie.
They already had a movie. 2 Heroes. It's actually all right.
I'm saying, why do a mid-season movie? That's psychotic.
Goblin Slayer's coming out with I want to say OVA. It looks like just an OVA.
Never watched it, so I don't know.
Oh, your favorite show, dude. Ari Ferretta's coming out with some specials.
Yeah.
Dude, literally Christmas specials.
I'm so excited to see.
Can't you hear it, folks? All the excitement in his voice.
A Christmas tree shoved up this dragon's ass.
Oh, the pleasure!
Oh, God.
But the biggie, the one people might be looking for, is the Made in Abyss movie coming out January 16th, 2020.
Yeah, everyone should be hype about that.
Rico and Reg.
That's season 2, eh?
I think that's supposed to be like a big chunk of the season 2 story. And then I think they're going to hopefully go in after that. That'd be really
I agree,
nice.
and I fully endorse that movie, even though I haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And I fully will watch it.
I'm into it. All right. Take that live anime off screen, Ricky. You got that. Ugh. Well,
this has been a very great episode.
Yeah, our tangents were amazing.
Because I think that we got some pretty strong shows there. I'm not going to lie to y'all.
Good.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much for listening at home. You can find our podcast on Apple Podcast, on Google Podcast, on Spotify, Stitcher, and many more.
Well, thank you to YouTube Squad for checking us out on YouTube. If you aren't doing that already, come on by, see our visuals, take a peek at our lab, like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us out more than you could possibly understand. Same vein, reviews on Apple are key for podcasts. It really helps us out. Anyone that's left a review, thank you so much. It's immeasurably helpful. And go check out our Instagram at weebology.podcast.
Yes.
Memes on memes. We try to get a meme out every single day for you guys. We're going to bleed the internet dry of memes for you. So I think that's honestly it. Hey, Ethan, do you think they got a little learned today?
Yeah, and I don't know. It's like, they smell a little burnt.
Oh my God, you guys are stumbling. I think you got
a little turn.
I'm Ricky.
And I'm Ethan.
And this has been Weebology. Deuces.
Bye.
Peace.
Sorry about that.